When was the exact moment when we stopped being animals? It wasn't when we came down from the trees. It wasn't when we got upright. It was one afternoon 3 million years ago when a hungry Australopithecus looked at two stones in his hands and thought the unthinkable. The sun sets over the ancestral African savanna. A group of primitive hominids gathers under a gigantic baobab tree, the carcass of a freshly hunted antelope on the ground. Raw meat, flies, blood clotting. They tear pieces with inadequate teeth, chew hard fibers, swallow invisible parasites. It has been like this for millions of years. That's how it's always been, until now. The alpha male gathers dry sticks. He doesn't know why. Something in the primitive brain makes connections that no brain has done before. He saw lightning set trees on fire. He saw the fire consume the savanna. He saw animals flee in terror from the flames. But he also saw something else. The heat, the light, the absolute power of what everyone fears. And an impossible question arises in the primordial mind. What if I didn't run away? What if I captured it? He rubs two branches against each other. Friction, heat, nothing happens. Try again, and again. The others watch, confused, almost mocking this waste of energy. So, a thin smoke, a tiny red glow, a spark. The hominid blows gently, hands shivering not from cold but from something that still has no name. Anticipation. The spark turns to embers. The embers lick the dry stick, and then, like ancient magic flames, the group retreats, instinct screaming to flee. But the male does not run away. He watches the fire dance between his fingers and understands, without words, without concepts, that he has just stolen the secret of the gods. It brings raw meat closer to the flames. It sizzles, dripping grease, unfamiliar aroma filling the air. Others watch, hypnotized. He bites into the cooked meat. The flavor explodes, nutrients are unlocked, parasites die. And at that impossible moment, evolution accelerates. Because mastering fire is not only light and heat, it's the end of nocturnal vulnerability. It is cooking food that is impossible to digest raw. It is to forge more lethal tools. It is to gather the group around something sacred, telling stories without language yet, forming bonds that transcend kinship. It is the beginning of everything that would come: art, society, civilization. But there's a darker secret buried in that primitive campfire, something modern anthropologists are reluctant to admit about what actually caused our brains to triple in size. As flames dance under the starry African sky, illuminating faces that carry their genes, the lion watches from a distance. He does not attack. For the first time in his predatory lineage, he is afraid. Not the spear, not the number, but that. But before revealing what the fire really awakened in those primitive brains, leave your like and subscribe to the channel, because what happens in the next few moments will forever change your understanding of what it really means to be human.